like, maybe 50 items is not gonna happen. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Heather and I'm so excited to share my decluttering and minimizing journey with you guys. Today we are working on our closet. As you can see, it really needs some help. It has become an accumulation of junk and miscellaneous items. Since it is the only storage space we have, it's easy to just pile everything in here since there's not really anywhere else to put it. So today I'm going to be using some of the Konmari methods along with minimalist ideas to get rid of some of the extra junk and just simplify this space and hopefully make it look a little more aesthetic as well. Make sure you stay tuned to the end for some satisfying before and after footage. So we're just jumping right in, and the first thing that we did, of course, was just clear everything out. So that is the first tip I have, is go ahead and just clear everything out so you can actually see what you're working with and how much space you have. It really helps to just visualize a little bit better once you have everything cleared away.
From cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly.
Once you take everything out of a space, you can also just see how much stuff you've accumulated. I know for us, I could not believe how much stuff we had packed into this closet. Granted, like I said, it is our only storage space aside from a small entry closet, but still, a lot of these items we have just been moving from place to place and still not using. And I think a lot of times we hang on to items for future use or out of guilt for maybe spending a lot of money on it, but keeping them in our homes doesn't change the money that was spent or any of those things. If anything, it just makes us feel guilty every time we look at it, and nobody needs that in their home. So one of our goals in minimizing and decluttering our lives is to not only have less stuff to worry about, but also to create a space that is peaceful and that makes us feel joyful and at home in our space. And this space is particularly challenging for us because it needs to function as a kind of 3-in-1 for storage, clothing, and now a nursery because our baby has gotten to the age where he is not sleeping well in our bedroom anymore. We're not sleeping well, and so we're actually going to turn half of the closet into his new sleeping area as well. So stay tuned for that. I'll show you how we ended up implementing and separating out the space.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights.
Next, my husband went through his clothing and set aside anything he no longer wanted for donation, which probably took maybe 5 minutes because he's kind of a natural minimalist. When I met him, he only had a suitcase. So the real challenge is going through all of my clothing and figuring out what needs to be donated and gotten rid of.
I will keep on searching for my highs.
So the first step was just seeing what even still fit me. And if it didn't pass the test of fitting properly, then it went in the donation bag. And now that I'm a mom, I'm a lot pickier about comforts. I am very unlikely to wear something if it is not comfortable or if it does not stay in place. So I was pretty ruthless about choosing function over fashion this time around.
Trusting our wings to fly.
Okay, so now I'm about to go through my jeans, and I've really been dreading this part because they don't really fit me anymore since I had my baby. So I'm just gonna have to go through and bite the bullet and just get rid of some of the things that I know I'm most likely not going to be able to fit back into.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs.
And now I'm going through all of my bras, and I just have so many pretty things that I got when I first got married that I either just never wear or they don't fit me anymore. So I'm going to be going through all of that and just donating the things that haven't really been worn. I think some of the stuff even still has the tags on it, sadly. So I'm going to go through that next, and I have a donate pile, a sell pile, and a trash pile.
Even if the sky is falling down.
And I highly recommend having some type of either large trash bags or boxes before you start this decluttering process so that you can separate out what you are getting rid of.
Alright, so far I have a pile for maternity. Since we do still plan on having more babies, I don't want to get rid of that stuff. I have a maternity tote that I'll put them in. This is like my maybe pile that I need to try on. And then obviously I need to not have rolls that have these inserts, because all of these I just took out and they've been sitting in the drawer, so I'm just gonna throw those away. And then this is my bag so far of stuff to donate. Okay, so now to go through my shoes. I think the hardest thing, of course, is getting rid of sentimental items. And I know, like, these shoes I've had for years because they were the last gift that I got from my mom for Christmas before she passed away. So I think these I might just set aside for now.
Jumping from cliffs so high. Trusting.
Alright, so far I've got it down to this one shoe rack. I think I might have some more flip-flops in another part of the closet, but not too bad for now. And then now I'm moving over to these storage units. I feel like if I don't see it, I don't wear it, and I don't even think most of the stuff fits. So I'm gonna go through that next.
And the more we minimize our lives, the more I'm realizing that we don't need so much organization. The less stuff you have, the less you have to worry about organizing it. And so we actually ended up with extra storage containers at the end of this that we were either going to donate or give away to friends or family. And don't be discouraged if this takes you a little longer than you thought. This was actually a multiple day project for us, especially with a baby. But that's okay as long as you're making progress.
I have all of these sports shirts, Dallas Stars, Mavs, Cowboys, and they've just been sitting in the closet for years. And I always hold on to them thinking, oh, I'll have them for when we go to a game. But I've literally gone to maybe 2 games in the last 3 years. So I don't think it's worth having them take up real estate in the closet anymore. So those are going. Okay, so we have cleared most of the extra junk out of the closet and set up my baby's area on one side, and then this side behind me is our clothes and then storage. So I've already kind of organized my husband's clothes, and now I'm going to be going through my section and getting rid of a few more things. I kind of had like the first wave where I got rid of all the like yes, definitely no, definitely donate or definitely sell, and now I'm kind of doing a second sweep to see if there's anything else that I really don't love. And I'm really trying to get it down to only those items that I get excited about, that I know fit me already, that fit me well, and that I feel good in. I would like it to be down to just like, in my head I'm thinking maybe like 50 items.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling.
Okay, so I just counted and I actually have like 70 something items, and that's not even including pants or dresses or like PJs or any of that. That's like just this little section of like shirts and sweaters. So I'm like, maybe 50 items is not gonna happen. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get rid of a few things, but I don't know if 50 is going to be attainable. Okay, so now that I've got it narrowed down a bit, I'm going to organize by colors.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes.
Are you helping, Mama?
Driving
Really
through
cheap
days
is red,
and
orange,
nights.
yellow, green,
Won't stop for traffic
blue,
light.
indigo, violet.
And I really wanna know, really wanna know.
All right, so far we've gone from, I think it was like 77 or somewhere around there items to 65 items.
I've got them color coordinated now. I was trying to do the color rainbow, but that's kind of hard because it doesn't really have the in-between, so... And I think I decided to just actually go by color rather than color and season since I have such a limited space. So I actually did long sleeve and short sleeve together, and instead of, normally I would organize like all cardigans together, all long sleeves together. I actually decided to just do it by color only. So we'll see how that goes. But I feel like normally I know what color I want to wear, whether it's long sleeve, short sleeve. So we'll see how this works. We can always change it. What are you doing? I'm curious to know, how do you organize the clothes in your closet? Do you organize by color? Do you go by season? Or do you store away certain items for the next season to save space? Let me know in the comments below, and I would love to hear your ideas and tips. And one of the ways I plan on maintaining a minimal closet is by reducing the amount of hangers. I'm getting rid of tons of hangers, and I'm just going to limit the amount, and then it will be one in, one out. So anytime we buy a new piece of clothing, we have to be willing to part with something already in the closet. And we did have to remove a shelf in order to make this space work for our baby, so it left some pretty big holes that I'm filling in with some plaster, and then I am going back over it with some paint. And a tip for if you are renting, I was actually able to pull a little chip of paint from behind the light switch and take that to our local Home Depot and get that matched, and they did an amazing job. It matched perfectly. So I recommend trying that out if you are renting.
Even if the sky is falling down.
And then just to make the space a little more homey and to kind of separate it from the rest of the closet, I went ahead and made a gallery wall out of some prints and photos that I already had. And it just kind of helps separate the space and make it more like a nursery.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights.
And now I'm about to show you some footage from before. Everything was just bursting at the seams. All of our clothes, mine, my husband's, and my baby's clothes, were all shoved in the same corner. It was so difficult to find anything. Hangers were sticking out because it didn't fit properly. And it was just so stressful to come in here. I kind of dreaded it every time I had to pick out clothes. It was not peaceful at all. And here is the after. Now this entire side of the closet is our little mini nursery. So our baby's changing station is here, his clothes, his bed, and he has just been sleeping so much better now that he has his own space where it's quiet. The only thing I am not 100% about is having both of the mobiles up. I do feel like it looks a little bit busy, but he does love having the mobile above his changing station to play with when we're changing his diaper. So let me know what you think. Should I take one of the mobiles down? Does it look too busy? I would love to hear your thoughts. And after getting rid of so many of my clothes and shoes, I was able to use some of those storage units for his things. So now this is his changing station, and it worked out perfectly for just having all of his changing supplies, some extra blankets, and things like that. And this was from IKEA from several years ago, but I think it's still available if you're interested. And then these little bins for storage are from Amazon, and they're perfect for baby clothes. So if you're interested, I'll link those below as well. But the unit that they are in is actually from IKEA as well. And before I had my shoes in here, but after decluttering, I had so much more space to use it for his things. And as a reminder, here is the before footage of the other side of the closet, where we just had all of our extra junk and storage. You couldn't even get to the back of the closet. It was like impossible to put some of my husband's clothes away or for him to get to his shoes. But we did move the bikes out onto the balcony to create more space. And here is the after. We did create this section for a few more of our baby's things with his sound machine and the air purifier. But moving to the back of the closet, we have the entire back half now for just our clothes. And that has made it so much more easy to get ready in the morning and find what we need. It's not all crammed together in one space. And since we got rid of all of the clothes that we know we don't wear, it's so much more manageable now to find what we need in the morning. So I hope this video gave you lots of motivation. If it did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, where I will be posting a new video every single week with a new area that I am decluttering and minimizing, and different tips and tricks that I am learning as we are on this journey to a more minimal lifestyle. I know it can feel overwhelming sometimes when you're first getting started, but if you just break it down into one space at a time, it's so much more manageable, and the result is so worth it. Ever since we started this journey to simplifying our home, it has felt so much more relaxing, and we no longer feel overwhelmed by our environment. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!